In this presentation, we will discuss one of the important service tax update for the month of September. Circular number 179 dated 24th September 2014 clarifies applicability of service tax on joint venture. Certain doubts have been raised regarding the levy of service tax on taxable services provided by the member of joint venture to the joint venture and vice versa, and interest between the member of joint venture. In addition, doubts have also been raised regarding taxation of cash calls or capital contribution made by the member to the joint venture, and also administrative services provided by the member to the joint venture. The issue has been examined with effect from 1st July 2012 under the negative list approach. All services are taxable subject to the definition of the services available in the Section 65B-44 of the Finance Act 1994, other than the services specified in the negative list and the exemption notification. According to the explanation 3A of the definition of service, an unincorporated association or a body of person, as the case may be, and a member thereof shall be treated as a distinct person. In accordance with the above explanation, joint venture and the member of a joint venture are treated as a distinct person, and therefore taxable service provided for consideration by the joint venture to its member or vice versa and between the member of joint venture are taxable. In the context of joint venture project, cash calls are capital contribution made by the members of joint venture to the joint venture. If cash calls are merely a transaction in money, they are excluded from the definition of service provided in Section 65B 44 of the Finance Act 1994. Whether a cash call is merely a transaction in money and hence not in the nature of consideration for taxable service would depend on the term of joint venture agreement, which may vary from case to case. Detailed and close scrutiny of the terms of joint venture agreement may be required in each case to determine the service tax treatment of cash calls. Some important aspects by way of illustration which could be examined in this regard are: taxable service provided by a joint venture to its members. Cash call sometimes could be in the nature of advance payment made by a member toward taxable service to be received from the joint venture. For instance, joint venture which receives the cash call from its member may in return agree to do something of direct benefit either to the member or on behest of a member to a third party, such as granting of right, reserving production capacity, or providing an option on future supplies. Taxable services received by a joint venture from its member or a third party. Payment made out of a cash calls used by a joint venture toward taxable service received from a member or a third party is in the nature of consideration and hence attracts service tax. Taxable service provided by the member to the joint venture. Usually, responsibility of managing the cash costs of the joint venture is assigned to one or some of the members of the joint venture by way of a contractual agreement for which he or they may receive the consideration either in cash or kind, say goods or services. A member of a joint venture may provide support service, for example, administrative service in the form of setting up or management of a project office, site office to the joint venture for a consideration item in cash or kind, take goods or services. Joint venture being an unincorporated temporary association constituted for a limited purpose of carrying out a specific project within a time frame. A comprehensive examination of various joint venture agreements, at times there could be a number of inter-agreements between the member of joint venture, holds a key to understanding of taxation of transaction involving taxable services between the joint venture and its member or between the member of a joint venture. Therefore, officers in the field formation are advised to carefully examine the livability of service tax with reference to the specific terms or clauses of each joint venture agreement. Hope the presentation is useful for you. For any other query or feedback, you can simply write us on the mentioned mail ID or call us on the mentioned number. Thanks.